Hello everyone, Jessica here and welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be using the Art Impressions Valentine Critters. This is a really cute set. I did a card with the otter that I'll have linked below if you're interested. I'm first going to stamp them on some Neenah 80-pound cardstock. I'm using my Gina Amalgam ink and that is Copic friendly. And I am using my travel stamp platform and I'm going to stamp it several times to get a nice black image. I actually did another card too that I will probably have up on my Instagram over the weekend. It's a little bit more of an in-depth, one-layered colored background type of card that I like to do. But I wanted to make a more traditional Valentine's Day card, I guess. Some of the cards that I've been making lately for Valentine's Day are like love theme, but they haven't really been like the traditional Valentine's Day red. I was looking at all the critters that are included in this set. I had already used the otter and I really wanted to use the mouse with the little balloon. I thought he was just adorable. And that beaver just looked like a lot of fun to color because beavers have that longer fur and I wanted to practice coloring some fur. So I thought to pair them together, and this scene just kind of popped into my head of how that beaver was holding up a heart for that little mouse to catch as he's swooping down with his balloon through the air. I don't know. I just thought that would be super cute. It's like they were having their own little Valentine's Day party, and this was a little game they were playing. Valentine's Day shenanigans. So I don't know if you guys like to have somebody talk you through the coloring or if you just like to listen to music, if you like it super fast forward. So let me know kind of what you like and we'll go from there. So I just like to color. So whether or not I have to talk through it, that's up to you. So I did lay down my base coat of that really light E31 color first, and then I'm just going to start building up some darker colors and giving this little beaver critter some nice long fur. And I really wanted to make sure that I mixed in a lot of the dark browns with some more of the reds and some gray color browns too. I really like contrast with my Copic coloring. The E15 just gives a really nice kind of a red highlight. And I did concentrate a lot of that red color on his tail. But I'm basically just going to be using the same colors of brown throughout this entire piece. And for the mouse, I went a little bit more like a gray color. I do have all the Copics and colored pencils listed below that I used today. And also all of the products that I used in this video that I could link to. So one really quick and easy way to get some good texture and some depth with fur is to add in some colored pencils. And I'm going to be using a couple different the Prismacolor pencils. I have one of the dark browns, a 70% warm gray, and then the white, of course. I like my white pencil. And I'm just going to use these to add some more definition in the hair and then deepen up some of those shadowy areas too. And you can see that white pencil really does add a lot to this. It kind of makes him look like his hair is damp, I think. And that's what I was going for because, you know, beavers, they live in water. Or they live around water. And of course, I have to add a little bit of blush to his cheeks, and then I add some dots with one of the more medium tan browns. And I like to use my makeup brush to sweep away any of those little waxy colored pencil buildups that might occur while coloring with those. Prismacolors are notorious for that, but I love my colored pencils, so I will put up with it. So for the mouse, I'm going to keep him more on the grayer side, but do kind of the same techniques with his fur. And of course, adding in that bit of blush and using just more of that gray pencil. I'm going to use my favorite color combination for a dark red with the hearts, which is the RV69, the R29, and then the R05. I kind of swap out the 05 for the 14, so I use those kind of interchangeably sometimes. Just depends on if I want a more pinker heart or a more red heart. For the balloon, I just go with all of my BG markers. I have the 18, 15, 13, 11, and 10. You probably don't need all 5 of those. It was a little bit much because there's not a whole lot of difference between the 15 and 13. And I'm going to try to keep that highlight there on that balloon, but I do go back through and use my colorless blender to really make that a more noticeable. And then I can fix up any little bits that I might have overcolored and the ink started to bleed out a little bit. Because you know reds are notorious for that. To cut these little critters out, I'm going to use the large tag die that comes in the tag stitch die set. I've had this Tonic mousse for a little while and I've been wanting to try it out, and I haven't used this stencil either, so I really like the X's on this one. So I'm going to just use that over a piece of Pure Poppy cardstock from Paper938 Ink. I taped it down and everything. This is kind of a smaller stencil and I wasn't paying attention and I kind of smeared it on that right hand side. I'm going to leave that there though, and I'm going to cover it with another piece of cardstock so you won't see it. For that, I'm going to use the silver shimmer cardstock from Paper938 Ink and cut out another tag from that same tag stitch die. I wanted to create a quick sentiment with another little tag. I thought stacking all the tags would be kind of fun. So I took out one of the small tag dies from that tag stitch dies set. And I cut it with some very black cardstock. This stuff is super thick, but I just used Ranger White embossing powder. I just like the look of white heat embossing on black cardstock. So now I can adhere everything together. I cut down that stencil piece just a little bit, probably to 4 inches by 5 1/4. I was kind of just eyeballing it. And then I'm going to tape that silver shimmer tag over the top of that little oopsie part there on the right hand side. And then I'm going to use some foam squares to pop up the tag just on that lower portion, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I can adhere that circle back into that top part. And I just noticed that I did forget to color the little balloon tie there at the bottom of the balloon. So that's okay though. So now you can watch me try to tie a knot with twine that takes way too long, but I finally got it, and this is just some thicker off-white cotton twine. I believe I got this from Paper938 Ink also. And I'm going to tie that onto that little black tag and stick that to the top of the balloon. I think this card is just really cute. I love all the shimmer and shine from that silver cardstock and that mousse and all the texture it brings to it. And I adored practicing some fur coloring with these two critters. So I hope this gave you some kind of inspiration, and I hope you enjoyed this video too. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next one. Meh, meh.